All right, get ready, Catawba Valley, for the real. I'm saying the real sports talk. Coming live from Flip's Barbershop from Newton, North Carolina, with your host, Dennis Lee, and co-host, Danny Hips. And you know, this your man, DJ P3, providing the sounds for your listening pleasure. Flip's Barbershop Sports Talk. Let's go.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving to
Turkey
all
Day,
out
baby.
there. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Danny.
Turkey Day. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to all the families out there. Hope you enjoy Turkey Day today.
Yeah, man. You cooking anything?
Nah, you know who cooks in my family? My sister, Maria McDaniel. Yeah. She cooked everything. Well, she ain't cooking everything this year.
Hey,
she's
the real deal. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Man, I like obviously I like the turkey and dressing.
Yeah, that dressing's
and
where
the gravy.
it's at. That dressing's where it's at.
But she makes some crazy desserts. She makes this dessert $1 million pie that is unbelievable.
Man, you tell her that's messed up. I ain't never seen none of that.
Man, I have to bring you a piece. But
All right. Let's get to a little football. Hey, first of all, before we start, let's talk about a few sponsors here. We appreciate you listening, and we appreciate those folks who support this program. LKH, if your heating and air needs a little look at it, give them a call. Last week, one day it was in the 40s, and then the next day is in the 70s. So whether you need to make sure your air conditioner's working or if you heat, check them out. They'll fix you up. Winter is coming.
Yeah, it is. Also, Dick's Cafe up the road up here. I know
best grits in town.
Oh yeah, definitely best grits in town. I tell you what, we ordered for the first time over there at work at McCurry Modern this past week, and they was going crazy over the grits. So
yeah, I think about you're old when you tell these old TV stores, Mel's Place or Mel's Diner or something like that. When those TV shows and the waitress name was Flo, and it's I heard when they ticked her off, she'd say, "Kiss my grits."
Yeah,
I can't wait to go in Dick's Cafe and see one of them waitresses wearing a shirt like that.
Oh yeah, but Danny, well, you know what they say about high school football. If you practicing on Turkey Day, you got a pretty good team.
Hey, and I will tell you, there's a couple pretty good teams in Catawba County that people better recognize. They've earned the right. Congratulations to the Hickory High School Red Tornadoes. They've been there before, so this class has not. But you know what? They've got a lot of athletes. We said that, and got a really good coaching staff. Coach Glass does a good job with all his players and also with the fan base. He's building a huge fan base. A lot of those old-time Hickory folks are coming back out to see the games. And how about the Bunker Hill Bears?
Man, big win last night. Last week. Big win last week.
Huge win. And congrats to them. This is the first time in school history that they've made it to the fourth round. So, hey, the good news is they're all there. The bad news is whoever they're playing, they're pretty good too. So, we wish both these teams are locals, Catawba County. We hope they represent us well. And either way, it's going to be a great season for any of them. And somebody's got to lose, but, hey, we know who we're pulling for.
Yep. But Hickory plays who they got this week? Is it Greensboro?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But they're home, right?
Yeah, they're home.
Yeah.
They're home. So they got home field advantage until the next week, unless Chris gets beat. So
yeah. So if I would like to see the next round game, I will tell you the Bears are going on the road. They're going to Reedsville. Several people here around the county, wherever your team is, has probably played Reedsville in the playoffs for the last 5 to 10 years. They've been really a mainstay in the high school playoffs. But that should be a good game. I think Reedsville is the number 1 seed. I think the Bears are number 3. But I will tell you that I hadn't seen anybody shake up the Bears yet. I know that they had a lot of talk during the season about, playing folks like West Lincoln and playing the Maiden Blue Devils and, hey, Monroe's coming here and they got this guy and he's so good and this is so good. But they've actually checked every box that they've had in front of them, and I think that they deserve the credit that they're getting. Tremendous win last week, Den. You want to kind of bring up and talk about, for those that don't know, how that went down at the end of the game?
Man, Monroe drove down there. It was 3rd and 30 with like 30 seconds left. and their quarterback, which was an awesome athlete from Monroe, scrambled and got the first down on 3rd and 30.
That's got to make you puke if you're the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and then they went down there and scored a touchdown. They was down 1, and their coach decided, let's go for the win.
So there's a lot of theories on that, and I'll tell you what the theory is. A lot of times it's 2 different theories. If you're on the road, you go for 2. I don't know why that matters. I've never really understood that. So for me, I'm a person that I would say that if I think I'm the best team, I'll just keep going for the tie and win it in the next round. If I think that this team might have the best of me and my kids are getting tired or my team's slacking a little bit more than they should, I'd probably roll the dice and go for 2. So I applaud him for going for 2.
Yeah, I think that's what he was thinking. He had Bunker Hill's lineman tired, and the Bunker Hill's defense was tired. And honestly, he called a great play call. He rode right, and it snuck out somebody out there to the left. Quarterback just overthrew him a little bit, and it was an incomplete pass, but it was a great play call, and I think I would have went for 2 also right there. When he had momentum and.
And my game got over pretty early in that night. I had School of Davidson, Community School of Davidson versus Forest Hills. Forest Hills won the game. It was a pretty quick game. As I was coming back, I was listening to my brother was giving me updates on the Crest game.
Oh, okay.
So same scenario, all right? So same scenario, except it did go to overtime. But now in overtime, West Charlotte scored, kicked the extra point. Crest scored
and went for 2.
Wow. And they're still in. So I mean, it's you just got to go with your gut and live with what happens.
Yeah, but it was right now it's great. It's great at 4th round. Best teams. What is it? Sweet Final 8.
Yeah.
The
So
whole
so now that's right.
Yeah. So
got
4 on the East and 4 on the West, and battle next week to go to the state championship.
Yeah, and that's always the end goal for everybody.
Yep.
I mean, everybody likes to beat the rival. They like to win a conference championship. But then after that, it's all back to 0, and now they're locked in on this state championship. Man, I will tell you, if no matter what school you go to, you should be pulling for these local high school football teams. Speaking of which, we're going to talk here in just a few minutes. It's a long ride to Reidsville. I know that everybody's not going to jump in there. Sometimes Thanksgiving weeks are funny because you might be having Thanksgiving dinner on a Friday or something like that. So I know a lot of people are going to stay home, but I will tell you it will be a live broadcast on the radio. WNNC will be carrying that one live, so you can listen in on that. And we're going to talk about a place where you can go have a live watch party.
Oh, wow. I've seen that. That's pretty awesome.
Yes,
That's pretty
sir.
awesome what they're doing.
Sir. Kudos to Claremont, and we'll talk to one of their area church members here in Claremont, and he can kind of give us some information on that.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and talk.
Mr. Hefner.
Mr. Hefner. All right. Catch us on the flip side.
Mic check 1, 2.
You really have to hold it right like a half inch off your face.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Danny, who we got here?
Hey, we got Mr. Terry Hefner. He is the president of St. Mark's Lutheran Church in downtown Claremont. We're certainly glad to have him coming here today. He's going to kind of tell us some of the things that they got going on in their community. I know that the town of Claremont's really excited and have got a little more excited each week, and I think it's wonderful that not only that the football parents and those programs at the school do it, but once it takes root in the community, that's when you really know that you're in the right place. So I know that those folks in Claremont are loving this playoff run that the Bears are on, and kind of tell us what you got going on with your church, and not just with the Bears, but in your community, and tell us about what your relationship is there.
Well, first, I want to thank everyone watching today. We have a 10 o'clock service on Sunday mornings. We have Sunday school, and our adults have what is called coffee and conversation. We have coffee and cakes, and then we talk about the Bible. And right now we're studying the entire New Testament of the Bible. So if you don't have a church, or you're looking for a church, come out and visit us, or go online. We're YouTube Live for our services on Sunday mornings at 10. And God bless every one of you.
Amen. Hey, and Bible and cake is always a good combination.
Yeah, and I end every conversation I have with people, God loves you, and so do I.
That's awesome.
Do you love them Bunker Hill Bears also?
Oh, very much so. I was born and bred a bear, and the old saying is, once a bear, always a bear.
Now, what year were you at Bunker Hill?
Finished in 76.
76.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
All my children went to, I have a daughter and a son that went to Bunker Hill, one in baseball, one in track and field. I have a granddaughter that was at Bunker Hill. She was in cheerleading. So,
hey, you got a family full of it. So tell me about what's going on in the community and how they're just embracing this playoff run.
Well, there's a lot of folks that are sort of in the aged time of their life, and I got to thinking, maybe a lot of people would like to see the Bears play the fourth round, but they cannot make that trip traveling to Reidsville to watch the game.
Long ride.
So I researched, and I found that I can stream the game live. I actually can stream the plays and put the local radio station that's covering it on the sound system. So
that's awesome.
we're going to have both, and it's open to the public.
So it's open to the public, and let's say, I know it's going to be hard to believe, but I kind of like to have something to eat during the game. What you got going on for refreshments?
Well, we're going to do hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks. Not knowing what the turnout would be, which I'm gathering it's going to be fairly large. But we're going to do hot dogs for $2 a piece, popcorn and drinks for $1 each. And after we recover our expenses, we're going to donate every bit of the profit to the Bunker Hill Athletics Boosters Club to support all athletes at Bunker Hill.
Hey,
Man, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yep. And we're going to open the doors at 6:30. I thought the game was going to be at 7:30, but I'm seeing now that it's
moving it up to 7.
Moving it to 7.
That's probably good. It's a long ride back. I've made that trip to Reidsville a few different times, and it's a long ride back, win or lose.
Oh yeah.
So that's a good move. I like that. But man, what a great idea that you had. First of all, second of all, what an opportunity for people in the community, and really even outside the community of Claremont. Yes. And I will tell you, I'm impressed with your outreach, because I know it is about football, but it's also about outreach also.
It is about the outreach more than the game of football. But I just saw the opportunity and I seized it, and I hope I can pull it off.
Yeah, we hope you do too. Well, we really, really appreciate you being here today, and I really we're all in on the Bunker Hill Bears. And wish them the best as well. And congrats to the Bears, to the community, and especially to you and your church, St. Mark's, and hopefully folks will also drop in and hear that. I know you probably got a lot of things coming up for the holidays, and I'm sure you have a website on that y'all can folks can look it up. All right, there you go, folks.
Yes.
Look it up, and again, go Bears.
Go Bears.
All right, thank you. Hey, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back on the flip side after this. Thank you so much. Good luck. I love the idea. Good luck.
Welcome back, folks, to Flip's Barbershop Sports Talk. Thank y'all for tuning in on this Turkey Day. Danny, I know you cooking some good. What you got cooking? I know,
Man, so my niece across the street lives across the street from me. She wanted me to cook her turkey, so I'm doing smoking on my turkeys. I'm smoking those, sears that juice in, it stays moist, all that good stuff. Ain't nothing worse than a dry turkey.
No, yeah.
So I've got 3 turkeys done already, and a ham, and I got all the trimmings.
Man, I know you doing it right.
Hey, I try. You only do it once a year. You
Danny
better get it right.
He probably been up since what, 3 o'clock in the morning cooking?
2:37.
2:37. Said he woke up and started. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed some of that late. I might
there.
miss some of that late night football tonight.
I tell you what, I've tasted some Danny cooking, and that D Hips can cook. D Hips can cook.
You don't get a body like this if you can't cook. Then.
Well, Danny, we got a little bit of college football and college basketball's done started. You know, right now it's a lot of teams playing in some Turkey Day tournaments.
So there'll be some Turkey Day tournaments tonight. Chaminade, all that stuff's going on. Several other games. It takes me just a little bit to flip that switch from football to basketball. I have watched some games. I hadn't really watched the whole game yet. I did watch the Dukies. They looked pretty good when I saw them last weekend. I watched my Tar Heels yesterday. Struggled early in the first half, got it together a second half, and hopefully they'll continue to get better. I think traditionally they come out a little slow, but we'll see. A lot of good teams out there and a lot of parity. I will tell you that the difference between college basketball when we were growing up watching it was 3 or 4 teams were dominant.
Yeah.
And now you got 20 or 25 teams out there that can beat anybody on a given night.
I agree.
I think it's better to watch it that way. I mean, there's already been some folks get knocked off, and it happens. And that parity, and I think it'll only get more parity with regard to being able to buy people to come play for you.
No, it is. I tell you what, Kansas got knocked off the other day by Marquette.
Yep.
Then Purdue, Purdue beat Marquette yesterday. So it's some great games. I see speaking of your Tar Heels, I see where they play Villanova today.
Yeah, it should be a big game. I think that most people be focused on football, but Villanova, I mean, they're always in that mix. Their name's one of those teams that you definitely don't want to play like a Villanova or a Seton Hall toward the end of the year. I don't know how they are at the beginning of the year, but they always have a bunch of great guards. I mean, if you think back through the years, they've had a couple big men too that were pretty good. Was Pinckney? Is Pinckney?
Yeah,
in there?
yeah.
So yeah, several good players made it through the NBA. I hope it's a good game. I mean, I know who I'm pulling for, and we'll see how that goes. But hey, let's talk a little football, college football. So last time we talked, we were trying to figure out who was going to be the number 4 team, and we thought maybe Florida State would have a chance to do this. And man, I feel absolutely awful for the quarterback from Florida State. Great athlete. That was maybe the worst injury that I've seen this year. And, man, my heart goes out to him, and hopefully he gets a strong recovery and able to come back. But outside of that piece of it, where does that leave Florida State?
Well, he's a big part of it. I mean, I say he's about 70% of their offense, and losing him to that gruesome injury, prayers to him and his family.
Amen.
But losing him, obviously, it's we don't know who the second string. Well, I mean, they know who the second string is.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen him play yet.
Yeah.
But so, hopefully Florida State can recover from that. And but they dropped them in the rankings, and
They did drop them in
and that
the
shows how much that quarterback meant to Florida State. I hate that for Florida State. I still think they will win the ACC championship.
Yeah, I would think that too. I mean, I don't mean this bad on my team or other folks' teams, but there's not a lot of great teams in there. I mean, I think Florida State is head and shoulders above the rest of them.
Well, they got Louisville and Charlotte. So
Yeah, that's right.
and Louisville's playing good right now.
They are, but I don't. It might be a lot closer game, I'm sure, now without that. But I will tell you, Florida State was on a good roll. Yeah. Last weekend I watched a lot of football, and this week it's rivalry week. So
Yeah,
you always like that. You got Michigan, you got Ohio State, you got Florida versus Miami, you got Clemson versus Clemson. Let me talk about Clemson. Now, Dennis, I want you to tell me right now, why would Clemson rush the field last week to beat my poor little old Tar Heels?
I was wondering the same thing.
Not only did they rush the field, they couldn't figure out when to rush it. They did it 3 times and sent them back twice. I mean, it's crazy to me.
They was trying to keep them from rushing it.
Yeah, I don't know why that's a big deal. The Tar Heels have lost to Clemson 6 straight games, so it's not like that was something. I didn't figure that one out. But
I see where they done jumped in the top 25 again. So, I mean, they're 24th right now, Clemson is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are playing good. But, yeah, I was wondering the same thing. Why are you rushing the field against North Carolina's football team?
Yeah, and playing good is, that's relative. Playing good against who is for me.
Let me tell you this. Go back to Florida State. They play Florida. They play Florida on Saturday, 7 o'clock game on ESPN. I'm going to tell you this, though. If they beat Florida handily, I think they'll jump back into that 4th spot. I think if their second string quarterback,
and I think they will beat Florida handily.
You do?
I do.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they do, I think, they win the ACC championship, I don't think you can keep Florida State from that top 4.
Man, when you go to war with your brothers and you've been in that locker room and on that practice field, in that game field, and he goes down, they're going to give every ounce of effort that they have to win that one for him.
Because, you got let's go back to you got Michigan playing Ohio State. Washington, if Washington loses, which they won't lose today, but if they lose in the Pac-12 championship game, I mean, there's a possibility Florida State
I don't think they're getting the respect they deserve.
No, they don't.
I mean, they're the redheaded stepkid in all this for me. No offense to redheads. I mean, I like redheads.
Yeah. And I thought they was going to get beat last week at Oregon State, and they come back and win that game.
Yeah, they did. Wasn't their finest moment, but I will tell you that the conditions weren't great either. I know it's the same for both teams.
Man, yeah.
But it rained hours before the game, hours during the game, and hours after the game.
Yes,
but I will tell you that they came out pretty good. That receiver they got's impressive.
Yeah. And another hot team out there, they're 6 right now. They're out of the little top 4 right now, but Oregon, Bo Nix is playing great ball.
Them Ducks, I got some buddies. We were talking about Washington and Oregon, and they're telling me that Oregon, they're going to kill Washington and all that good stuff. So,
oh yeah,
that's what.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one in the Pac-12.
But you can't just say it. You still got to do it.
Yeah.
So.
There's a college game today, Danny. You got Ole Miss at Mississippi State tonight.
Yeah, so, people pumped up on Ole Miss for a little while. They came out hot, and then Who was it? Alabama?
Alabama
Yeah,
gave me that good old
Alabama.
bat whooping.
You know,
no, Georgia.
Georgia.
excuse
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
Georgia.
yeah. So how about Alabama, man?
Man,
They're creeping back
they're
up there.
creeping back up there. Old Nick Saban, you can't keep him from there.
There's a whole country full of people not wanting them to get back in there.
I know that's right. And I
So-
tell you what, he's going to cause a stir if they beat Georgia in that SEC championship game.
It'll be more than a stir. I can tell you that. Georgia better grasp that thought about that and do what they need to do to get their business done. Because I tell you, late in the season, when it's that close, that one game, it might just be timing. But it's a big difference losing one in week 1 or 2 or there at the end, depending on how it goes. But there's still a lot of football to be done in college football, and also a lot of rearranging those schedules. I mean, today's a big day, Saturday, Michigan and Ohio State. It's going to affect one of them.
Oh, yeah.
And when it does, one of them are going to be out of that playoff race.
Yeah, I agree. But I tell you what, I like Michigan. I know they're having that trouble, the trouble with the stealing signs.
I mean, Michigan's definitely. I don't have any knocks. They've looked good on the field. They got a really good scouting program, and I would say that I don't know about the strength of their schedule, but I love it when people say that, and then the reply is, well, I didn't make the schedule.
Yeah.
I'm just here to play. So we'll see how it goes. They definitely got some motivation, I'm sure. But Ohio State is Ohio State, and they're pretty good.
Who you got in that game, Danny?
I think I'm going to go Ohio State. I think that they're a little more refined than Michigan, and I think that they make less mistakes. And, their wide receiver, NFL son there. He's
Harrison.
Yeah, Harrison. And Marvin Harrison Jr., is that right?
Yeah, he's going to be number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, if he's not, I'm going to be surprised. But, sometimes they take them big linemen because they got to have them. You never know. But he definitely will be the best and the top wide receiver that's drafted. And, I watch game in, game out, the highlights, and he's always seems like he's wide open.
Yeah. But also, Danny, hey, listen, Appalachian State last week.
Man, what about that game?
Game day was last week
They
was
were,
in James
man.
Madison.
Hey, it had a little controversy in there, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think the coach talked a little bit too early, saying, they ought to be in a big bowl game. They ought to get this and that, and Appalachian shut them down. He wasn't talking about Appalachian.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they're pretty good for sure, and they have a tremendous fan base. I mean, it's unbelievable. All the folks who went there know somebody went there. I mean, you got your Appalachian State shirt on today, right?
Yeah. I'm not an App fan. I mean, I've pulled for them, but
I'm gonna pull for them now that they're not playing my heels anymore. Man, they wear us out.
Yeah, I do pull for them when they play your heels.
Yeah, I
man.
know everybody does, but
not everybody, Dan.
Hey, Mac said he's done with that. He's done with that.
Oh, did y'all ain't playing App no more?
No, they ain't playing no more. Well, if you think about it, he's got really nothing to win. If you win, you can't brag that you beat blah.
Yeah.
And then if you lose, I mean, it's just a bad. I wouldn't do it either. They're too good. I mean, that's a compliment to Appalachian State, in my opinion.
I tell you what, a football game at Appalachian State is
it's a good experience. Yeah. I mean, and that's why people keep going back, and those tickets are hot. They're real hot.
Yeah, they are. But,
all right, it's rivalry week. Pick your picks on all that. Look at the TV schedule. You can see them. There's a lot of great games on, and if you make you one of them leftover cold turkey sandwiches and get on the couch, you should have no trouble finding a great game to watch this weekend.
Tar Heels and the Wolfpack.
Yeah, that's a night game, right?
Yeah, it is. 8:00 game on.
So I will tell you, the Wolfpack is not bad. They hadn't played great either, but it doesn't matter on any of that. They're going to absolutely play their tail off when they play the Tar Heels, and they've been very successful with it in recent years.
Yeah, it'd be a good game. I see where the NC State is favored by. Carolina's favored by 3. So
yeah, we always are till our defense gets out there.
Yeah. What is the deal with that?
I don't know, but I'm not. My bigger question is how does that defensive coordinator stay in place? I think Mac Brown is an unbelievable recruiter, but he needs to recruit a defensive coach that can get a scheme that they can deal with, because it ain't one game, it ain't this season, it's been several seasons in a row.
Yeah.
So no excuse for that.
Yeah. But Danny, we're gonna take a small break.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Then we'll
man.
talk about some NFL action
Hey,
today.
I'm ready. We got a whole slate full of it
All right.
today on Turkey Day football.
Come back and check us out on the Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Catch us on the flip side. Welcome back, folks, to Flips Barbershop Sports Talk. Well, Danny, we got some NFL games today.
Yeah, I was thinking about those teams that play on the NFL and the history of that. The Eagles, your Eagles got a long history of those Turkey Day games, and then they've been pretty good. Their winning percentage on Turkey Day is 80%.
We're taking a break from Turkey Day today.
Yeah, they are taking a break, and after that big game they had last week, congrats to them. They probably need a little extra day rest on that. But I will tell you some of the crazy things have happened with the Eagles back in the day. I don't know if you remember any of those games, but I'm going to date myself a little bit. They played OJ, the Bills, way back on Turkey Day. I remember watching that. And then I remembered, you remember when Buddy put out the he was going to pay somebody if they hurt this person or that person? Yeah, that was on Turkey Day.
Yep.
Yeah,
Buddy Ryan.
Buddy Ryan. The 4-6 defense, he said.
Yep.
So Turkey Day today, who we got? Who's up first?
The Detroit Lions.
They live
the
there.
Cowboys. They stay on Turkey Day. So, but honestly, it's some big rivalry games on Turkey Day today.
There are. It worked out pretty good. And just to go back on the history of that, the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys had contracts for a long, long time with the NFL that they would be guaranteed on those Turkey Days. So the owner of the Lions, they really never got any TV coverage because there's a lot of games going on, and so people would turn the channel because the Lions were really, really bad, and they'd turn it to a better game. But, when you're on Turkey Day, you're the only game on TV, everybody gets to watch you. So it worked out good. They've hung in there, and now them dang Lions are pretty good.
Yeah, now I think they're about the third or fourth best team in the NFC.
They got a lot of weapons, and nobody ever talks about him, brags about him, but, man, Goff has played great.
Yeah, he has. I think they kind of the Rams did get a Super Bowl with Matt Stafford, but I think Jared Goff is playing great ball right now.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm gonna say that the Rams got a Super Bowl off of that big defensive lineman.
Yeah, Aaron Donald.
Donald.
But the first game, Danny, is the Packers at the Lions at 12:30.
So that goes back as those are two teams that are as old as the NFL is, and it's been some crazy games. But I will tell you, man, everybody in the country is talking about Green Bay, and one person on there. Who are they talking about, Dan?
You talking about Love?
No. It was. No, I'm thinking about the Vikings and Dobbs. That's what I was thinking about. Because I'm used to the Vikings playing. I'm thinking about the Vikings playing on Turkey Day. But, yeah, Love has played well. really the Packers have kind of really surprised me a couple of things. They've had a lot of injuries, and they're going to be getting the injury bug again this week. Aaron Jones is probably not going to play. So then even Dylan, the other running back, he's banged up a little bit, but I think AJ, he's banged up some, but I still think that the Packers will play hard, all those good things, but I'm gonna go the other way on that one.
Yeah. The Lion. I'm taking the Lions in that game. They're favored by 8.5 right now. So.
I will tell you what, it would just be good to see the Lions win on Turkey Day.
Yeah.
I mean, it hadn't happened a whole lot that I remember.
But they're playing great ball right now. So the Lions, they're 8-2 right now. So
they are, and every time I start saying something about one of them teams, automatically they show up and play like dogs.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be a good game. Everybody be eating turkey around then. Some families.
Yep.
But then some families start later, and the big game, the big game today is the Washington Commanders and Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, it is a big game. I don't know how long it'll stay a big game.
Yeah.
Dallas is playing good. You got to give hats off to them. They're playing well. Tough loss against the Chiefs the other week, but it was really a good game, and they had some opportunities. But I will tell you, they're hitting on a lot of cylinders for sure. I don't see the Redskins defense being able to stop them.
Yeah, I think Cowboys by 14 today, but the line is 13.5. But let me just say something about the Cowboys, and everybody is praising them, but honestly, Danny, I don't think they've beaten a good team yet.
So they have not won a game. They have not won a game against any team that had a winning record.
Yeah, so I mean, everybody's Cowboys is hot. They are hot, but they got to beat somebody. They got to beat somebody decent. Last week, obviously it was going. Carolina
this ain't the week to do that. I'm just telling you that because the Redskins, man, they can drive you crazy. But I will say this: Sam Howell's playing pretty good, and he's always dangerous to light somebody up with that arm. He took a big shot last week. I watched that game, and I thought, man, he just going to get knocked out. But he's pretty tough, and defensively they struggle.
I do say this, that the Cowboy fans can't blame Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is probably playing the best ball out of any NFL
They can't blame
right
C.D.
now.
Lamb either, man.
No,
He's snatching them out of the sky.
They can't say, let's get rid of Dak Prescott because he's playing tremendous ball right now. He's probably playing the best ball out of all the NFL quarterbacks right now.
So everybody gets judged off of those Super Bowl rings, but if you look outside of that and look at the stats that Dak has, especially this year, he's up there pretty good.
Yep. But it'll be a good game, I think. But I still think Cowboys will win by double digits. The Commanders' defense is not really good. So.
No. All right, the night game now. So we got the day game, we got the afternoon game, and then we got a night game. I can't even remember what channel it's on. Somebody was telling me.
It's on NBC.
NBC.
Game,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So everybody gets to watch it.
It's like Sunday night football.
And we got three different coverages. Fox has got the first game. CBS got the second game.
You got to split it up, man.
Yeah.
You got to split it. And they all have their own little Turkey Day award. Sometimes you get the turkey leg or the Mama's apple pie or something. I mean, they give away food at the end of the game.
I don't like that Prime Video game. I guess because I don't have Prime, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be a good reason. It ain't bad. It took me a little while, and I think they had some kinks to work out. But it's that's the world we live in. Show me the money, and that's how they got it. They paid for it. They paid a lot for it, and they're getting it. But the NFL's making money hand and foot, man. So who's in the night game?
Friday. It's a Friday game. Black Friday game, they call it.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it's not
Black Friday.
a third game. So we got two games
No,
today?
we got a third game.
Okay, well, who is it?
Seattle and San Fran.
Yeah, so what you got there?
I kind of like the Seahawks, but San Fran is playing good ball since they got Debo back.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh gosh, Purdy is not who Purdy thought he was," but he showed
he had
a little
perfect rating last week.
Yeah. I think he was tired of hearing that, and they also had some injuries, man. They had some people nicked up. But I will tell you, with Ayuk and with Debo and CMC, I mean, they
Kittle.
got Kittle. They got
Oh, he got weapons everywhere. Here.
everywhere, and let me tell you, that defense is pretty good too.
Oh yeah.
No, they got
just
tightened up
they
a little
just
bit.
Added,
Yeah,
Chase Young.
Yeah, and he got a big sack last week. I
Yeah,
saw it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's 49 Seahawks. Who you got, D?
Man, I'm going Niners all
Niners.
the way.
Okay.
All the way. I think that I'm impressed with two teams that I'm impressed that I didn't think would be the way they're playing now would be the Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. Like Russell Wilson looks 1,000 times better this year than it is last year. And I think you got to give some credit to that to a coach that puts him in an offense that plays to his strength.
Yes.
And pretty good coach, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
And I would just say that both those teams have surprised me. I don't think that the Seattle Seahawks have surprised me enough to beat San Francisco. I do think that Kenny Walker is out today, so I think
is
that
he?
Charbonnet might be running back for people. If you're
that's
trying
a
to
big
put
loss.
your DraftKings on, or if you're trying to get your fantasy football on, that's just a little insider right there.
That's a big loss right there. But
There's a lot of games out there with parity.
that's a big Danny. That 49ers are 7-3, Seattle 6-4. So that's for the top of the top of that conference.
It's a big game, and let's just talk local right quick. Give a little shout out to the Panthers who are playing the Tennessee Titans this week. The point spread is only 4 points. That means that the Panthers are underdogs by 4 points, which probably is the closest that they've been in several weeks. Do they have a chance to beat Tennessee?
Man, I don't know.
I think they do. I
tell you what though.
Listen.
Both teams are pretty bad.
So I'm gonna do it one more time. I called the first win that the Panthers got this year. I said they're gonna win.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say right now they're gonna win again this week.
They're gonna beat Tennessee.
They're gonna beat Tennessee.
Wow. Okay. Friday's game, Danny. Speaking of, Black Friday game they put in this year, first time ever in the NFL. They play on Black Friday. Dolphins at the Jets.
Man, that's gonna be brutal to watch. I mean, brutal to watch.
They benched Zach Wilson. He looked awful last week.
Man, he's looked awful several weeks. And listen, I think everybody in the whole country's pulled for him and has been pulling for him. Hey, you got another chance. Aaron Rodgers goes down, you jump in, you got a chance to show yourself what you got. And listen, they're not good in a couple ways, but I've seen him throw some balls that were not anywhere in that zip code.
No, it was awful. Miami
so they're probably not start him this week.
No, Tim Doyle started.
Tim Doyle, all right. So I don't see how in the world that the Dolphins don't, because they got some weapons back now too. So I just think they're going to run wild.
Yeah. Well, Danny, let's get into some Sunday games so we can all get to our families.
Yep.
We got Steelers at Bengals. That's Burrow, out for the season. That hurt.
Yep, so is the offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh, though. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
never know what you're going to get there. So everybody would probably jump on the Pittsburgh wagon. I'm not going to do that. I think that since he's still clicking on cylinders before Joe went out, and I don't think that if that quarterback can turn around and hand the ball off to that tailback, I think he's going to run because he's running pretty good. Joe Mixon,
Yeah,
right?
Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
he's playing
he's
good
running
ball.
good. The tight end's playing good. Receivers, Higgins has done pretty good. He got Chase, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got plenty of weapons and enough to beat Pittsburgh, I think.
All right. Yeah, they're at home too, so I think I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with
it's
you,
a dead even
Cincinnati.
pick 'em.
Yep. Jaguars at the Texans. This is a surprising great game this week.
So it's an even game in Vegas, and man, kudos to Houston, Texas, and that football team. The Texans had an unbelievable draft in the offseason. They obviously made a great choice with C.J. Stroud. It's a great fit for their team. Probably got some people around the NFL scratching their heads now on that number one pick, but I don't think that's all fair either because he literally has no time to throw the ball. But C.J. Stroud has played well. The Texans have played well, but the Jags are playing pretty good too. So
Yeah,
I'm going to say that Houston's little run is going to come to an end, and I think that the Jags are going to take it.
Yeah, I think the Jags are a better team, but kudos to D'Amico Ryans doing a great job with the Texans.
Amen.
Daniel Buccaneers
So I will tell
going
you,
to the Colts.
I'm gonna take the Bucks, and I will tell you that last week, man, the Bucks were like within a touchdown almost 3/4 of the game.
Yeah.
And they were inside the 10-yard line 3 times and couldn't get it in. I will tell you that all these backup quarterbacks that are playing and all those other things, man, I'm pretty happy with him, our quarterback.
Baker Mayfield's playing good ball.
Mayfield has played good, and they're only paying him like $1.3 million or something like. I mean, that's a heck of a deal because you think about all these high-dollar quarterbacks that aren't playing and getting paid. So I'm going to go with my Bucks today.
Yeah, I like the Bucks in that game too. And I tell you what was crazy: Bucks are 4-6 and still can win that division.
Yeah, and I think people knew that going in. I think if you get 500, then you're a lock.
Yeah. So. I think y'all right behind the Saints and the Falcons, which they play each other next.
So that's going to help us either way.
Yeah. So the Saints
and
are
that
5
one could
and
go
5.
either way. I would say that I would take the Saints over the Falcons. If that's just me.
I like the Falcons at home.
Yeah.
I like the I'll take the home team since they're about even. So that would bring the record to both. If Falcons win, both of them would be 5-6, and the Bucks win, that puts y'all at 5-6. So wow, that'd be
it's coming down the stretch. A lot of football left.
All right, still 1:00 games. Oh, this is gonna be awful. Patriots at the Giants.
So the Patriots will blow them out, man. I can't watch them play. I can't watch the Giants play, and I can't watch the Jets.
Hey, Giants had a big win last week with Tommy DeVito.
They did, but they did it without me watching. I mean, it's tough.
I like the Giants at home. Patriots 2-8. They done sat Matt Jones. Who's the quarterback for Patriots?
Man, you just be glad that the banks ain't open today, because I guarantee you this: there'll be people rolling in there to get some money to bet you on that. Ain't nobody gonna bet on the Jets.
Well, there you go. That's my lock this
All right,
week.
you
Giants over the Patriots.
And I got the Panthers.
All right, you got the Panthers. Speaking of Panthers, we done talked about it. They play at the Titans. 4:00 games. Rams at the Cardinals. Both awful.
I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, I like the Rams in that game. Next game, I'll tell you what, this could be a great game. Browns at the Broncos.
So I know the Broncos are playing pretty good, but I will tell you the Browns defense is keeping them in everything, and I'm going Browns.
Yeah, I'm
Brownies, baby.
I like the Browns too. Chiefs at the Raiders. This could be ugly.
Not could be. It will be ugly. But now I will say this, man. There's 2 things that happens when a lot of them teams play. First of all, somebody's going to fight.
Yeah.
Up there in the stands and probably on the field. And then the Raiders somehow seem to play good or frustrate Kansas City. So I do think that the Chiefs will roll on that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders hang in there for a while.
Yeah, but I think it'll be a blowout. And you're right about the fighting in the stands. I tell you what, every time I look at TikTok or something like that, you see Raiders fans beating the heck out of somebody in the stands.
Yeah.
But hey, the big game this week, the 4:30 game. My Eagles fly. We just fly. All we do is win, D. We got the Buffalo Bills. Luke Bohemian. I hope you listening.
Yeah, and I don't see a hiccup happening there. And I will say that when the Bills play really good, they're really good. But they hadn't played really good a whole lot this year. Now, they played better last week. I understand that. They weren't playing the Eagles. The Eagles are doing good. I think that they just have to keep Big Hurts healthy. I know he's got a few dings and those kind of things. But I just think that I said it in here on week 1, after week 1, whenever they play my Bucks or whoever, that big line just wears people down. And at the end of the game, it pays dividends.
Yeah, our offensive line is pretty good, and we had a big win Monday night at KC. So, but hopefully we can recover from Monday night and be ready to play. I hope we don't come out, sluggish, because the Buffalo Bills will score on you. So they will score, but
that's right.
Let's go Eagles fly. Monday night game. The guy you was talking about, Dobbs, he's playing great ball, Danny. He's keeping Minnesota alive in that conference. And I'll tell you what, I think he's going to lead them into the playoffs.
Well, yeah, I think he is too. And in that division, it's for him. I mean, I think they're set up. It's right there in front of them. They just got to figure out how to deal with Detroit.
I don't think. I'm hoping they can get a wild card. They ain't going to win that conference.
No, they're not. But they need to stick some more wins in there because. You know, there's some teams that are going to finish. You know, like for example, the Cowboys. They're not finishing first in their conference, so they're getting a wild card.
They're 2 games back though. We still got.
Yeah, I know, but either way, 2 of them's going in.
Yeah.
The Cowboys and the Eagles are going to be 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Wild card or what? Well, yeah,
that's
you're
right. And Minnesota ain't going to. They got to get them dubs.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to get them. But man, he's impressive.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm a fan of him. I think I seen where he's been on 5 teams the last 5 years. Is that right?
He's been on 3 teams this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he started off with Cleveland in the preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, before at the Hall of Fame game. But yeah, man, he's like a aeronautical engineer too.
I said this with this past week. I don't understand why Cleveland released him.
So I will tell you, in preseason, you don't really get a good amount of time to check people out.
Yeah.
So it's a very small window to do, and they probably had some other positions, and they felt like, hey, we finally got Watson back. We're going to be good to go, blah, blah, blah. That didn't work out. But I think it's just a lot of people get cut, but a lot of those people get picked up on some other – but it just depends on your area of need, I think.
There's a lot of backup quarterbacks playing, right now. So.
About 6 of them.
Yeah. So
and a couple of them should be backup.
Yeah. So that's the Monday night game, Bears at Vikings. I'm going with the Vikings in that game.
All right, man.
But Danny, I think we're gonna end the show right now, and so we can get back to our families.
Turkey
time. I know you said you got 3 turkeys smoking. So,
yeah, man. Smoke them if you got.
You better get home so they don't get too smoky.
That's right. Nah, man, they're good. They're perfect. Good. Hey, I wish everybody out there a happy Thanksgiving. You are blessed. I know that we know that we're blessed. And stay blessed, stay healthy, and spend some time with the people you love today.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and God bless. And appreciate D-Hips and also DJ P Free. Shout out.
Making it happen.
Making it happen for us.
Mixing them up.
Yeah, me and DJ P Free, we're going to go eat at 3 o'clock. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and God bless.
God bless.